Welcome to Bushy Park, Barbados, where the second season of the Suzuki Challenge Series Swift Cup is about to get underway. The cars are the same 150 horsepower, 1.6 litre Suzuki Swift Sports. The tyres are the same treaded DMAC hybrids, but we have new drivers and a new team sponsor. Back in action are reigning champion Ryan Perot, plus Ryan Wood, Jason Parkinson, Josh Reed and Kenrick Husbands, who all finished in the top 8. Kyle Catwell joins Team ICBL, returning to Bushy Park, where he raced before the redevelopment. The car driven last season by Jamaica's Sam Somervell now has Martinique's Pascal Calvel at the wheel. Kart racer Derek Edwards stands in at Team Digicel for Darrell Clark, unavailable this weekend. Carlos Edwards, who's won both race and rally titles, is now at Team Rock Hard Cement. A group champion at Old Bushy Park, Aaron Paris joins forces with new team sponsor RBC for his return to car racing. And finally, Dane Skeet drives the Team Simpson finance entry campaigned last year by Jamaica's David Somervell. Racing for round one would start from the southern grid, right in front of pit lane. Having finished the Winter Cup with a new lap record, Ryan Wood carried his speed through the break to claim his first Swift Cup pole position, while Josh Reed equalled his best with Q2. Trinidad and Tobago's Ryan Perot sat on row 2 along with Carlos Edwards, the best of the newcomers. Regulars Jason Parkinson and Snapper Husband lined up on row 3, with Swift Cup rookies Dane Skeet and Pascal Calvel on row 4. Aaron Paris and Kyle Catwell occupy row 5, ahead of Derek Edwards, completing a neat Team Digicel sandwich.
Down to the W's for the first time, a cracking start from Team Digicel member Ryan Wood. Of course, it's his teammate for the day, Derek Edwards, who started at the tail end of the field. Derek standing in for Darrell Clark, who's not available this weekend. Woody is really making the best of his pole position. He leads into the dipper for the first time. Everybody's still very bunched up. Only change of place thus far, funnily enough, is Derek Edwards having eased past Kyle Catwell on the run down into the W's. They're at the back sesses for the first time. Wood has got 3 lengths or so his advantage at the moment as they turn into Seasouth hairpin. Dane Skeet is the one who takes the Joker lap on the first lap. You're allowed to do that this year, you weren't before. So Woody leads from Ryan Perot, Josh Reed in third place, Parky is 4th. 5th is Carlos Edwards. Didn't make quite such a good start, but he's leading the rest of the field as they go down into Shack for the first time, coming to the end of lap 1. So Woody it is who leads. He's got an advantage at the end of lap 2 of 1.4 seconds. Carlos Edwards gets the fastest lap of the race so far, a 1:17.127, second and a half or so off the lap record. However, side by side again for third place, coming over Millbrow. On the inside is Josh Reed, on the outside is Jason Parkinson, and looking as though he wants to try and come between the two of them as they reach the dipper is Carlos Edwards, but Jason Parkinson runs very wide. Josh Reed runs a little bit wide as well. Carlos Edwards nearly trying to make it 3 side by side into the back set. It's Carlos Edwards this time who takes the Joker. He's going to rejoin behind Josh Reed and alongside Snapper. Well, I don't think anybody did anything wrong there. They're side by side as they go through Seasouth hairpin, and then they come onto the clubhouse straight out of Cockspur Cyclone. They're still side by side. Carlos Edwards slightly ahead of Snapper, but they're going down into the kink where Snapper should have the advantage, but he doesn't. Carlos Edwards, I think, is going to make that manoeuvre stick, and he's therefore managed to edge ahead. Yes, he has, looking over towards Shack. Woody approaches the end of his penultimate lap. 2.3 seconds back to Ryan Perot has increased only by a couple of hundredths, but they both have to take the joker. Down into the dipper they go. Woody breaks. He's followed by the second place Ryan Perot. His car newly liveried as well, from black last year to white, with an enormous Suzuki down the side. They go over the joker, so the leading pair, Woody and Perot, are over the joker. Yes, they come out ahead of Jason Parkinson, who is third. Fourth is Josh Reed. Fifth is Carlos Edwards. Sixth is Snapper Husbands, being gained on steadily, I have to say, by Dane Skeet in seventh place, who was some 8 or 10 lengths back a few laps ago, but he's been consistently lapping Dane Skeet in the 17s when the two ahead of him have been battling in, lapping in the 18s, and that has enabled him to edge closer to them. The checkered flag is at the ready. Ryan Wood picks up his 7th win in the Suzuki Challenge Series. After race 1, he is the leader of the second series, and he wins that race by a margin of 3.1 seconds.
Victory for Woody underlined his strong form as the new series kicked off, with reigning champion Perot very much in the mix. Jason Parkinson and Josh Reed still await a first Swift Cup win, while Carlos Edwards retained his best newcomer status, finishing 5th and claiming fastest lap.
Yeah! All right! Woo! Digital! Yeah!
Well, Abidjan took the first win this year, so that's a step forward at least. Maybe the wrong man, but or the right man, depending on who you are.
It was a good race. I qualified first on pole. It's no easy walk away. I mean, these guys here are just as fast. I guess today was my day. I think y'all were really buffering. Something my 4G was working. What were yours?
We're still warming up,
Oh yeah, we're still warming up. We still have 2 more races for the day. But kudos to Woody, good drive, excellent. Took pole first. I started on 3rd. I was able to pass Josh on the first corner. I looked back and I saw Parkinson and Josh having a little battle. I said, nice, that's good for me. I think Parkinson ended up passing Josh, and that's what it ended, first, second, and 3rd.
Everybody's looking pretty quick so far. Carlos, Kyle, and Dane. But these guys have already given me some pointers. So I think I'm going to be doing a little bit better now myself.
Good fun, nice competition. Me and Kyle had a good couple of laps there fighting.
Yeah, I was actually looking at him like, let's go. It was a lot of fun, I must say. First race was enjoyable. On to the second race.
Big learning curve, but yeah, I'd be up to speed, that's for sure. I wanted to get up there with the top guys and give us a hassle, right?
I am very happy to be here with us in Barbados. It's the first race, right and right. It's most difficult for me.
Hi, I'm Kyle Catwell and I'm enjoying the Swift Cup. We'll be right back.
Nice car. When are you gonna let me drive it? One condition. I love this song. Turn it up. Is that better? I think you're missing something. Is that better, sir? I think we might be late. Better step on it. You go park the car.
There's one tweak to the rules for Season 2. While the grid for the second race is still reversed, it's no longer based on the results of Race 1, but on qualifying. And that put newbies Derek Edwards and Kyle Catwell on the front row, Aaron Paris and Casper Calvel on row 2. Dane Skeet and Snapper Husbands line up on row 3, ahead of Jason Parkinson and Carlos Edwards. And that leaves Ryan Perot, Josh Reed and Ryan Wood starting at the back.
As the lights go out, the field moves away as one heads downhill towards the W's hairpin, and immediately the Team ICBL car of Kyle Catwell looks as though he's trying to drive all the way around the outside of pole man Derek Edwards. He doesn't make it happen coming out of the W's. Pascal Calvel is moving there, moving up ahead of Dane Skeet, but Dane Skeet is fighting back side by side. Behind them are Snapper Husbands on the inside, Josh Reed on the outside. It's a big bunch, 3 by 3 at the back, with Josh Reed in the middle of Ryan Wood, who runs very, very wide, gets 2 feet on the grass and therefore loses out quite badly. So it is Josh Reed and Woody who go for the first lap joker, and they're going to tuck in right behind Carlos Edwards in the Team Rock Hard cement car. Still ever so closely bunched midway round this opening lap, but Derek Edwards is still leading. Second is Kyle Campbell, third is Aaron Paris, gap back. Fourth is Pascal Calvel, fifth is Dane Skeet, sixth is Jason Parkinson, seventh is Snapper Husbands, and still all very evenly matched, but we must remember that Josh Reed, number 5, and Woody, who is number 3, have already taken their jokers. Then they can watch everybody else ahead of them and see what their next move is going to be. Well, at the end of the opening lap, Derek Edwards has held his calm, 0.6 of a second disadvantage. Parkinson, fastest lap so far, 120.818, barreling down towards the dipper once again. Lots of side-by-side activity. Jason Parkinson getting alongside Dane Skeet, wanting to put his greater experience in the Swift Cup to good use, because they're all newbies ahead of him at the moment. He's side-by-side are Kyle Catwell and Aaron Paris. Oh, there's a little gentle touch there. Carlos Edwards, it is this time, who takes the joker. He storms and tucks in behind the two already. Jason Parkinson makes a marvellous move. He comes alongside not only Pascal Calvel, but also Kyle Catmull, and up into second place. He goes past Aaron Paris as well. So is this going to be Parker's chance finally to, as he would put it, be served first? Let us see. Down into the kink and the hammer they go for the second time. Now then, Parkinson has got ahead of him Derek Edwards. At the moment, the only car that is ahead of Parkinson, running a little bit wider. Aaron Paris, he's going to lose a position to, I think it's Snapper. Yes, it is, it's Snapper, and Josh Reed easing past the Team RBC car of Aaron Paris as well. And Josh Reed now getting alongside Snapper. They're battling for 6 places. They go down into the W's. Well, in fact, 6 cars are battling for 6 places. That's clearly not going to work. Over Millbrow comes the race leader, Derek Edwards. Jason Parkinson is second. Gap back, Dane Skeet is third. Pascal Calvel is fourth. Kyle Catwell is fifth. Sixth is Snapper Husbands. Side by side for 7th place on the inside, Josh Reed. On the outside, first time I've mentioned him in this race, Ryan Perot, the reigning champion. Derek Edwards takes the joker on the 3rd lap. That should, and he runs very, very wide, does a bit of lawn mowing, and he rejoins in 2nd place behind Jason Parkinson. Snapper and someone else still getting used to these new cars. Aaron Paris, that is, and the Team RBC car. They also take their joker. So Parky is now in the lead. Now, what's going to be interesting is what he can do. We're still only on lap 3. And what's going to be interesting now is to see what Parky can do about building the advantage. Remember, you need about 2.5 seconds or so to safely take the joker, assuming you don't hit the Tech Pro or go ploughing on the exit of the Rallycross bridge. Then you can pretty safely take it and go on to win a race. Down into the W's for the 4th time. Not only is Parkinson leading the race by 1.1 seconds, he also got the fastest race lap that time round, 1:16.603. Derek Evans second, Dane Skeet third, Pascal Calvel fourth, Kyle Catwell, a bit of a gap back to him in 5th place. Then there's still that terrific battle for 6th going on. Josh Reed, Ryan Perot, and Woody has worked his way a little way through the field, I think more because other people have been taking their jokers than through any great overtaking manoeuvres of his own. Nobody takes the joker on lap 4, and it's Dane Skeet now up into 2nd place ahead of Derek Edwards. Pascal Calvel is 4th. Aaron Paris has gone ploughing on the inside of the 2nd element of the Banks S's, gets back on but rejoins quite a long way behind the rest of the field. So this is coming towards the end of lap 4, half distance then in this 8-lapper. 1.1 seconds was Jason Parkinson's advantage on the previous lap, but that was over Derek Edwards. It's now Dane Skeet who is up into 2nd place, and I don't reckon that gap is going to be very much different. It's up to 1.5, another fastest lap from race leader Jason Parkinson. Pascal Calvel challenges and is successful in snatching 3rd place from Derek Edwards, going down into the W's. Kyle Catwell is in 5th place, 6th is Josh Reed, 7th is Ryan Perot, 8th is Woody, 9th is Carlos Edward, 10th is Snapper Husband, and at the rear is Aaron Paris. His car's looking as though they not be awful, but it looks quite slow coming uphill out of the W's. Now, what are we going to see with the Jokers here? It's Pascal Calvel this time in the Team Suzuki car, the man from Martinique, followed by the man from Trinidad, and the second of the Team Suzuki cars, Ryan Perot. They rejoin the mix in that big group, which is at the tail end of the field. Contact there between Carlos Edwards and Snapper Husbands at the C-Sash hairpin. And Ryan Perot charging past Derek Edwards and past Carl Catwell. That moves him up the order as well. Everybody is, well, I say everybody, there were only two involved. Snapper has restarted. Carlos Edwards took rather longer to restart. And Dane Skeet is absolutely determined to ruin Jason Parkinson's party. I think Parkinson has fought back there. Yes, indeed, it's up to 1.7 seconds there. Best lap of the race so far individually for Derek Edwards. He's just done his personal best, as has Josh Reed, as have Kyle Catwell and Aaron Paris. Slowly but surely getting into the spirit of the newcomers and the tactics of the Suzuki Challenge Swift Cup. Now, the Joker lap has to be taken by those who have not done so, being the leading pair, who are Jason Parkinson, who dives between the Tech Pro. Dane Skeet follows him. Over the bridge they go. The positions do not change. They have changed behind them, however, because they rejoin in front of new third-place man Josh Reed. Fourth is Ryan Perot. Fifth is Pascal Calvel. And the Digicel twins, Derek Edwards and Ryan Wood, are behind them. I hope that there is over there by the finish line an appropriately dressed waiter who is going to serve Jason Parkinson first, because short of some bizarre happening in the remaining quarter of a lap, he is finally, having had 10 podium finishes without a win, going to achieve what he has been trying to achieve. There is the checkered flag. There is Jason Parkinson. Dane Skeet following him across the line at 1.5 seconds adrift, with Josh Reed taking third.
So finally, Jason Parkinson gets served first, after claiming podium finishes in almost 1 in 3 of his previous Swift Cup races. Dane Skeet picked up the fastest lap on the way to second place, with Josh Reed, Ryan Perot, Ryan Wood and Pascal Calvel completing the top 6.
Finally, is all I can say. It was a good race. One maneuver made that whole race. I went wide going in the hairpin up in the far corner, and it was like 4 or 5 of those guys all battling, and everyone drifted wide, and I went up the inside and took 4 of them in one corner, and that just made the whole race. Came from 8th up to 1st, so I feel satisfied right now.
I can't understand what you're trying to do with my car. You feel like I'm sponsored by Massey United Insurance, that they're going to fix it for me?
I hope Massey fix mine. Huh? I hope Massey fix mine.
Oh, ICBL? No, man, no. It was good. It had 1 or 2 guys who had problems, so I was able to capitalize on that there, and I had to force my way through once or twice. I think the car is showing signs, but it worked good. It worked real good, so the Suzuki held up.
But one, these don't have the power that the rally car has, so you got to really worry about carrying momentum through all of the corners. If not, you're going to get past on the straights, no matter what you do. So really and truly, it's about being as smooth as possible. It's fun. I like the competition. Good fun.
No way, man. That was awesome. That was a good race.
One after the other. It's just like,
because everybody bunch up. I said, let me get y'all go ahead.
Yeah.
And I got to jump on Peru, you know. I got to jump. I said, yes, I got him now. And then with the accident with Josh and you,
yeah.
boom.
Well, I had nowhere to go. I was just squashed in between 2 people, and I was just like, let me just try to hold. The car just.
But you know, excursion to cut some grass, and then came back home. Then he saw a snap on Carlos. So I was like, yes, I ain't coming last. I ain't coming last today.
Hey, what's up? This is Lewis Hamilton. I'm coming out to the Barbados Festival of Speed with my team on Sunday the 8th of May. Can't wait to see you there.
With the grid for race 3 decided on the points scored earlier in the day, it is not a surprise to find race winners Jason Parkinson and Ryan Wood on the front row. Behind them, Ryan Perot occupies row 2 along with Dane Skeet, who has now become the pick of the Swift Cup rookies, with Pascal Calvel on row 3 next to Josh Reed, who's been handed a 2-grid penalty for an incident in race 2. Carlos Edwards and Snapper Husband sit on row 4, Derek Edwards and Carl Catwell on row 5, ahead of Aaron Paris.
And away they go, so down towards the W's for the first time, and Woody tries to pull alongside pole sitter Jason Parkinson. He tries to drive all the way around the outside of Parky as they go through the W's. That's not going to work. He runs so wide, he almost allows Ryan Perot to get up alongside him. Josh Reed back up into 5th place ahead of Pascal Calvel. Snapper is 7th and everybody else is 8th really. Carlos Edwards taking a very wide line through the Dipper and the MQI Bullet. Had to twitch out of the way because I think he thought he was going to end up making contact with Derek Edwards, which he didn't. So it's Pascal Calvel and Carlos Edwards who make the Joker lap on the opening lap. Pascal Calvel did really well there because he didn't really lose too many places. Runs a little bit wide. There was Dane Skeet, a couple of wheels over onto the mile on the exit of the Seaside hairpin. Jason Parkinson already beginning to eke out a bit of an advantage over 2nd place as they pass us midway through the opening lap. What sort of advantage has Parky got over, well, Woody got the fastest lap on that race, 0.8 of that lap, 0.8 of a second between the two of them, and then there's another 2 seconds before the rest of the field come through. Ryan Perot having been challenged and successfully challenged through the W's by Dane Skeet, who is now up into 3rd place. 4th is Perot, 5th is Josh Reed, 6th is Snapper Husband, who dives up the inside of Josh Reed into the Dipper. Well, he's got himself up into 5th place. Oh no, he hasn't, because quite often the result of that lunge up the inside at the Dipper is that you end up running wide, which is exactly what Snapper did, and so he is now back behind Josh Reed. Woody has taken his Joker. Now, does Parky know that? Did he look in his mirror? Has he got extrasensory perception? Because if he can now build up that magic 2.5 seconds over Woody, then he might just pick up a second win. Good to see so many new faces in the Swift Cup in this opening round of the 2nd series. Lap 3 is the one that we are on. Jason Parkinson looks as though he's got a magnet on the back of his Swift Sport because he's just dragging Woody along at almost the same pace. Now then, Woody had taken a chunk of time out of him on the previous lap, hadn't he? I don't think he's taken the same amount of time out this time round. That's lap 5 now completed. The gap has come down again, but by less. It's now 1.192 seconds. Dane Skeet is another 2 seconds behind. He's got Ryan Perot right on his tail. In turn is Josh Reed right on his tail. Then there's another bit of a gap back to a rather lonely 6th place Snapper Husband now. 7th Carl Catwell. 8th Derek Edwards, 9th Carlos Edwards, and off goes Pascal Calvel on the exit of the W's. Now, I don't know whether something suddenly broke there, but he went through the gravel trap and has fetched up very sensibly at a marshal's post. Dane Skeet takes the Joker, as does Snapper. So they're now down into 5th and 6th, side by side around the exit of the Seasash hairpin and side by side through Cockspur Cyclone. Fantastic battle has now developed for the lead. Woody so quick through the bank sessions, he really caught up dramatically that time with Jason Parkinson. Their nose to tail as they come through Shack and on through the paddock turns, past the Automotive Art Pits complex, down into the W's for the final time. Parky is still in the lead by, I don't know, half a length of a Swift Sport. It's split up a little bit behind. Perot is in fact pulling away now in 3rd place from Dane Skeet, in turn pulling away from Josh Reed. Woody forces Parky a little bit wide on the exit of the... And Parky is... Did I miss Parky taking his Joker lap? I don't think I did, and I'm not quite sure off the top of my head what the penalty is if he doesn't take it. So Parkinson is first, second is Woody, third is Ryan Perot, fourth is Dane Skeet, who has not been dropped as much by Perot as I thought he had, because he's now catching up onto his coattails again. The man with the checkered flag will be ready over there on the southern gantry. There is the checkered flag. There is Jason Parkinson, followed by Ryan Wood, followed by Ryan Perot.
And yes, Jason Parkinson had taken his Joker lap, missed while commentary was concentrating on Pascal Calvel's retirement. Ryan Wood maintains his early season charge with second place and fastest lap, ahead of Dane Skeet, who is now the top Swift Cup rookie. Josh Reed, Snapper Husband and Carl Catwell complete the top 6, while Ryan Perot is disqualified for failing to take the Joker. All of that makes Jason Parkinson the early leader of the Swift Cup with a gap of 12 points back to fellow race winner Ryan Wood. Josh Reed and top rookie Dane Skeet are tied on points, but Reed's better qualifying performance slots him into third.
Parkinson was not... He made no mistakes, but he made a slight mistake, and I made a mistake, but he was driving like a boss just now, no two ways about it. I thought I had you on the Joker lap, and I got in front of you, but I didn't have the momentum to leave, and you just nipped me at the butt again.
It was neck and neck. Woody took the Joker early, which is not typical of if you're out front and the air is clear, but he was a little faster than me. So he took the Joker and he started gaining on me. And after about 2 or 3 laps of him gaining, I said, listen, I better take the Joker and get back in front of him and slow him down a bit. So I took the Joker, but he had caught up too much, so he actually got past me temporarily. And then he went inside, I went out, and then we swapped, and I made a run up the straight. Then we fought down in the hammer again. We came together slightly down in the hammer. And then from there, I managed to hold him off.
I tried everything in the book just now, every single last trick I had up my sleeve, and it almost paid off, but no. He's the man today, definitely. He's definitely the man today.
It was proper racing. It's a different kind of pressure for me because I started from the front, and leading from the front and trying to defend is a whole different. Normally I've been trying to attack behind David, behind Ryan, behind Woody, and I just couldn't get enough to get them, you know. But now I know how they feel defending from the front, and 1 win is nice, 2 wins is better, and you're not allowed to have more than 1 wife nowadays, but I'm gonna take 2 marriages for now.
Yeah, man, good driving. Had a good time. I got DQ in the last race, didn't take the Joker. Honestly, I didn't see the last lap. So, you win some, you lose some.
2 podiums, that's not bad at all. Glad to be here, it's good fun.
Just so well done, boy. I can see it from the back. It was very on a lot of pressure.
I think Monday we switching cars. We pulling numbers. We pulling numbers. He went in on the inside, taking us left lane. So I said, no problem, I'm going far right. Came out, wait for him to drift. Came up. Wait. And I get the bunks on him here. Coming up, went through the right hand, I got him there. Came through, closed the door. Coming down, going through the hammer. Walk it down. I said, well, there it goes.
So to the Bushy Park cafeteria for the prize giving. In reverse order, the top 3 point scorers of the weekend are Josh Reed, Ryan Wood and Jason Parkinson.